Is there anybody here that's ever heard of Sheetz?
I've heard of Sheetz.
I guess let's ask this question. Is there anybody here that's not heard of Sheetz? We have a liar in the group. All right. Our speaker this morning is Earl Springer. Earl Springer began his career with Sheetz in 1983 as a manager trainee in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. He then managed stores in both Williamsport and Hagerstown, Maryland, as well as in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, before accepting a position as a district manager for West Central Maryland in 1987. Earl held the position of district manager for 2 years before relocating to Altoona to begin the corporate training department in 1988. Mr. Springer holds a degree in retail management, a Bachelor of Science degree in Human Resources, and a Master's degree in Human Resource Management and Labor Relations. Mr. Springer holds the SPHR Senior Professional in Human Resources certifications from the HR Certification Institute and an SHRM SCP Senior Certified Professional. Mr. Springer serves as an instructor for St. Francis University in the graduate program. In April of 2014, Earl was selected as the 2014 Pennsylvania Business Person of the Year by the Future Business Leaders of America. A big round of applause for Mr. Earl Springer.
Thank you. Thank you. And that FBLA nomination came from right here at Claysburg High School, which was very nice. All right, guys, so we're going to do a couple different things. Most of you know Elizabeth Weiland. How many know Elizabeth Weiland? Okay. Her supposed brother is not raising his hand, so. Okay, just checking. Elizabeth was valedictorian this year here at Claysburg. And we'll both be working on the presentation today. So we've got a couple of things we need you to do because you're going to have a chance to win some fabulous prizes. Say it with me, fabulous prizes. Is this Harry Miller's funeral home? Did someone pass away? Come on, guys, got to be a little livelier. Your chance to win some see there, we got it. That's good. All right, guys, so we're going to first review the fact sheet. That's the one that looks like this. It's one page, only front-sided. I want you to go through that fact sheet and pick something out that surprises you about Sheetz. Obviously, you guys see store 497 right up at the top of the hill, but you may not see some other things that aren't as evident to you. Take it away, raise your hand. Do you need the microphone?
No, we're good. We can just yell.
Okay, we'll just yell. If you find something on that sheet that surprises you about Sheetz, raise your hand. There we go. This gentleman right up here.
More than 555 convenience stores, that's the guess.
Exactly. This morning, as of this morning, there's 555 locations. We open new stores on Thursdays. And tomorrow we'll be opening one. We open one about every 9 days on average, a new store. All right, how about some other ones? You pick them out.
Wow. Over here. There's one in North Carolina.
Actually, there's 96 in North Carolina, but that's a good one. Okay, so North Carolina is one of the states. Yeah, every day 1.5 million people spend their hard-earned money at Sheetz. Put that in perspective. The next time you see Beaver Stadium at Penn State full, it's about 15 times that amount of people. It's literally, actually a little over 15 times that amount of people. How about, go ahead. 18,000 total employees, and we just crossed the 18,000 mark in the last 2 weeks.
2016 total sales, $5.6 billion.
Yeah, our total sales last year was $5.6 billion. Okay, for those of you who are good in math, how big is a billion? Okay, a billion is 1,000 million. Okay? And if you started counting today, you'd never say the word 1 billion. It takes about 114 years if you count for 8 hours a day, every day. Okay? Pick someone else. We're only going to take about 2 more, so make sure you have your question ready.
41 newly rebuilt stores.
Yeah, this year we'll have 41 new stores. And like I said, we open a new store about every 9 days on average. How about something else?
Something else?
Pick 2 more.
2 more?
Okay. Gas sales, we sell 4 million gallons of gasoline every day. We sell over 1 billion gallons a year of gasoline. Last question, this goes to Elizabeth's going to pick.
Sheetz for the kids.
Okay, Sheetz for the Kids is actually our largest charity, and we do that as a Sheetz family charity. Each year, this year we'll have over 9,000 kids that we help provide Christmas for. Each store is assigned 16 kids chosen by the Salvation Army as the neediest children in each community. All right, thank you. Now next, the second sheet. The second sheet, I just want to make sure everyone understands this. A job description does not mean there's only one person that works in that job. Everyone has that? So what you see are the over 500 different job descriptions that support stores. There are 6 job descriptions at store level, but there are over 500 positions that support those stores. So I'll give you a great example. You'll only find driver on here 3 times, but there's almost 700 drivers. So you only see driver listed 3 times, but there's almost 700 people. What I want you to do is scan through that list. I know it's pretty small print, but your young eyes hopefully will be able to see well. I want you to scan through that list and find something that you're surprised that a convenience store company or a food and beverage company has working in that company, okay? And we're going to take about 5 of these. Pick something. There is a back to that as well.
Accounting assistant.
Accounting, okay? We have a full accounting department, probably about 100 people work in accounting.
Wellness center.
Wellness center, yeah, right across the street is our wellness center. If you are a Sheetz employee, you get to use the gym 24/7 free of charge there. Also, this wellness center has a medical staff that includes nurses, nurse practitioners. We have exercise physiologists there. We have dietitians there, so a lot of different functions there. How about something else?
A manager.
Manager, yeah, people need management sometimes, so yeah, we have quite a few of them.
Technologist.
Okay, and especially in food safety. We have quite a few people in food safety technology. It's a big part of our business. How about this gentleman down here?
Manager of Coffee Concepts.
Manager of Coffee Concepts, yes. We have a whole department that's in research and development of new programs. So it's their responsibility to continue to grow that program. How about 2 more, Elizabeth?
2 more. Here.
UEM technologist.
The UEM technologist.
Okay, that has to do with order replenishment, technology. People work in that department. Last one, I'm surprised. There's someone there I'm surprised no one said. Wow.
Pilot.
Okay, pilot. Very good. We will talk about that in a couple minutes, but we do have 7 pilots that work full-time for Sheetz. We have our own planes, and we also timeshare some other planes out of Bedford Airport. So we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Nice job. Very good. Give yourselves a hand. And you'll still have chances to win more fabulous prizes. Okay. So, last year, one of the trade magazines in our industry did a comparison, and they showed that it's harder to get accepted into Sheetz, to get a job at Sheetz, than it is to get selected for some of the most selective schools, Ivy League schools in the country. Last year, we received 200,000 applications for less than 8,000 jobs. So you can kind of do the math on that. So, for example, Sheetz has a 4.5 acceptance rate. If you compare that to Stanford, they're a 4.8 acceptance rate. Columbia is a 6.1, Harvard is a 5.3, and Yale is a 6.5. Bottom line, guys, it's not easy to get a job at Sheetz. It really isn't. At any place. We make people go through a lot of different things. You have to take a test, which is called an assessment, which is to find your knowledge on things that are going to be applicable to work. We make you take a drug and background test, which is very important. We look at criminal background, if there is any, hopefully not. We look for drugs. So if we don't want to hire people that's not going to add to a safe working environment, and we also do background checks on people's employment. Now, I will tell you this, in Blair County, if you're a student, one of the things that we can do is contact your school office and determine your attendance. So our theory is that if you blow off school half the time, or 20% of the time, you're probably going to blow off work too. So in Blair County schools, that's one of the things that an employer can do is to check and see what your attendance is. So the better attendance, and I'm really happy to say I right on the stage about a month and a half ago and gave the attendance award. What's his name? Yeah, Brandon had got the attendance award. Because attendance is important at school. All right. So, real quickly, where is everything? Well, a lot of things is here in Claysburg. Our distribution center opened in 2001. Our store development center back in 1992. Sheetz Brothers Kitchens, our commissary, that opened in 2008. Our Wellness Center in 2012. Store 497, right at the top of the hill, opened in 2012. And then we have two new things. Our new corporate support center will open this fall, and our early childhood education center opens next month here. Altoona Blair County Airport, we have our own hangar. Someone mentioned pilots. We have two fan jet planes that are stationed there. We also have two pure jet planes at Bedford Airport that we share with some other companies. In Burlington, North Carolina, we have a distribution center, a kitchen, and a wellness center there as well. We also have in Altoona the following departments as of now: finance, human resources, information technology, operations, legal risk management, security operations center, real estate, brand development, and executive offices. Now, some of those are going to change here in a few months when more people move out this way. Convenience Leasing, which is our tanker fleet, has an office in Altoona, and we also have information technology, has a couple different areas in Altoona. Next. So this is what our new corporate center will look like, if any of you are familiar. It's under construction right now, and it will open in the next 6 months, definitely in the next 6 months. And that's the building here, there. And as I said, our early childhood education center will open in about a month. And we are right in the process of hiring staff for that now, finalizing staff hiring over that. That's in conjunction with a company called Bright Horizons. So a couple things, we've been honored as a Fortune Top 100 company to work for in America. Now guys, to put this in perspective, there are millions of places to work in America. But we were selected one of the top 100 best places to work in America for 3 years, actually 2014, 16, and 17. This year we were number 87 on that list. We were also selected by Forbes magazine in 2017 as one of America's best large employers We were number 83 on that list. We've been named in different states as a best place to work, 15 consecutive years in Pennsylvania, 9 in Ohio, 6 in Virginia, and 5 in North Carolina. And why that's important is 75% of the score comes from what employees tell us on a survey, and it actually goes to a third party that tabulates that. The others is done through what's called workplace practices, which is policies and procedures, benefits, and that type of thing. There's also just some other quick things. We've been named one of America's top 15 best retailers to work for, one of the best places for millennials to work. We were number 35 of the top 100, and we were number 12 best place for women to work in America. So some other accolades of the nation's largest retailers, we're number 68. Chain Stories Magazine, Golden Chain Award winner was presented by National Restaurant News Magazine. We were selected as one of the top 10 most innovative quick serve restaurants in the world. It's interesting because number 5 on this list was Starbucks and number 7 was McDonald's. So we were in really good company. Forbes Magazine, we're number 55 on their list of privately owned businesses. We've received the American Trucking Association's President's Trophy for comprehensive fleet safety, and we were chosen by Chain Store Magazine as one of the 25 most influential retailers in the entire world. So we're very proud of that. A lot of this ties back to our mission, and our mission is to provide customers with fast, friendly service, quality products, and to do that in clean and convenient locations. We have a goal to do $50,000 a week in food and beverage, so that's a stretch goal that we're working toward, and total customer focus is what we try to do. We have a quick video. I think it's going to cue. 2 things. One, DNA sense? Okay, then we do the video. Okay, good. Let me do DNA. One of the things that we do at Sheetz and how we work with each other is called our DNA. And at the center of DNA is respect. And then there are 6 what's called drivers: driven to win, dependable, connected, real, high energy, and pioneering. They're the things that make Sheetz Sheetz. We ask our customers and employees to help us identify those things about 13 years ago, and they haven't changed. Pioneering is one of the things, and for those that aren't familiar, this is a great slide because it shows you the first Sheetz store. There was only one. It's called Sheetz Quick Shopper. The second, this was in the 60s, there were 3, and it was called Sheetz Quick Shopper. And notice they weren't open 24 hours. The next slide shows the 80s, when gasoline, 70s and 80s, when gas first started. Notice there's only 3 gas handles at that store, and there's no real canopy. The 80s, gasoline really came on, more pumps and canopy. The 90s really was driven by MTO and what we do in food service. And then now we have the convergence of what's called the convenience restaurant. How many of you guys have been to the convenience restaurant? 17th Street, Pleasant Valley Boulevard in Altoona. Okay, good, quite a few. There's actually 2 of these. There's one in Raleigh, North Carolina, on North Capitol Boulevard, and the one here. I can tell you, if you want to see what's new and exciting coming to a Sheetz store near you, if you go here, this is where we test a lot of new things. A lot of the stuff that's being tested for the future is tested at 17th Street, Pleasant Valley Boulevard. This is one of our newest things. This is called a Sheetz Cafe. This is the flagship. Now, what's missing here? Something's missing here. Yes, sir? Very good. Give him a fabulous prize. So one thing, there's no gas pumps. What's the other thing? You know?
It's not its own building.
It's not.
Its own building.
That's a good one. It's not its own building. So fix him up. One last thing missing. Well, it does have MTO. Very good. Parking spaces. So to give you a quick background on this, this one opened about 3 years ago. It is our flagship. We actually have one in Penn State, that's not quite as grand as this one, but it works. We have one at IUP, and we're building one at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia. The deal is that we are the base level, so we are like the grocery store, we're a convenience store, we're a restaurant, and this is at WVU. This is in Morgantown. So we sell a lot of beer there. Apparently children at WVU like beer. Okay, I'm just saying that there. But it is a totally different concept that most convenience stores can never pull off because they don't want to give up gasoline. As you said with parking, the employees park in a parking deck underneath the building. So they have a parking deck pass that they park there. Above, 950 students live. So it is their place to go. It is a really, really busy place during the school months. So we're going to end up talking about the vision of Sheetz. We'll create the business that puts Sheetz as we know it today out of business. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing. Why is it a good thing?
Because that means it's really improving.
Yeah, exactly. We're improving. We're always pioneering, innovating new things. So, yeah, well done. And these guys just won some MTO coupons. You get this going a little bit.
I tried, he won't accept.
He won't accept. Okay. All right. He was drinking Sheetz coffee. Yeah, that's good. We like that. So I want you to look at that vision. Okay? And that vision, it will be different 5 years from now than it is now. Do you know that we now have over 70 stores that have electric charging stations that people can charge electric cars in different markets? That's going to have a big impact on gasoline and gasoline sales in the future. Some of you guys know that there are cars that are coming that are hydrogen cars. That's going to have an impact as well. So we want to constantly be changing and be ahead of the curve when things change. Now, every place it says Sheetz up there, even where it says Steve Sheetz, okay? If you went back to 2001 and you talked to a guy named Steve Jobs, anyone know who Steve Jobs is? Okay. If you took Sheetz out, every place in there, and put Apple in, would that work for Apple's vision statement where they want it to be 16 years later? How many of you think it does? Okay, about half. How many thinks it doesn't have a clue? Okay, you don't know if it does or doesn't. All right, so here's what I think. If you went back to 2001, which was 16 years ago, by the way, how long have iPhones been in existence?
9 years.
Actually 10, it just passed. It just passed in June. 10 years, 2007. It seems like we've had them forever, but 2007. I just read one last week. You guys know what ATMs are?
Yes.
50 years ago, last week, the first ATM came out. And believe me, it's a lot different from the ATMs of today. They really are. And that was, it started, the first one was in London. But if you took and made that, you put Apple in there, do you think that would work? I think it would, because if you went back 16 years ago to 2001, and if you guys, most of you weren't alive, the older people will remember this, we knew them as Apple Computer. Apple Computer, that's how we knew them, because that's what they made. But over the last 16 years, they've become a media company. They sell a heck of a lot more iPhones, iPods, and iPads than they do computers as a company. The other thing is they're into things like Pixar, animated movies, videos, that type of thing. They have really changed to be a media company. They're also the #1 way that people download music or videos is through iTunes. So I think they have changed, and I think that that vision would work for them as well. All right, I think we're up.
It's not working. Do we go back to
Okay, yeah, if you want to.
Do we go back to history?
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a hint. We'll see who's good in math. Bob Sheetz will turn 83 years old this year. You might want to remember that number, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to divide you, we're going to ask you to get in teams of like 3 to 5, okay? So you'll get together in like teams of 3 to 5. Don't touch it, don't touch it, stand by. I want you to watch the video. It's about 12 and a half minutes. This is the history of Sheetz. We're going to give you an answer sheet and we'll see how you do on it, okay? So the one thing you need to know that will help you, that's not in this video, is that Bob Sheetz turned 83, will turn 83 on November 1st of this year. All right, are we ready? Go. We'll come around with the answer sheets.
The year was 1952, and the world was a pretty happening place. Harry S. Truman was rocking the White House. Stop there. The data had was dead. The Yankees won the World Series, and you could buy a car if it was in AC. But most people agree, the most exciting thing in 1952 happened in a little town called Altoona, Pennsylvania, where a guy named Bob opened up the world's first Sheetz store. In 1952, Bob Sheetz set out to create a store that was centered around something he was really passionate about, taking care of people. Bob wanted to create a place where his customers could quickly and easily get stuff they needed, like fresh milk or a loaf of bread, with super friendly and helpful style, which everybody knows is Bob's trademark. Call it crazy, but Bob set out to build a business on providing something that he thought people really needed, really great service and total customer focus.
We had dairy stores in the family because we had a family dairy business. They had one store that I wanted to buy. I had been working in it. My father reluctantly said he would sell it to me. I had $990. The total inventory came out to $1,006. He said, just give me the $900, keep the $90 and put it in the register to make change in your first day of business. That's how number one got started. It was called Sheetz Dairy Store.
Bob decided he needed some quality help, so he hired his brother Sheetz part-time.
At the age of 12, I worked 25 hours a week. My hours were 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday to Friday, because all alone was out early and out of the house. So I worked 8 to 1 with Bob, and today I'm going to be what you call facility pusher. Bob says, you're not allowed to ring the register for 1 year. So I cleaned the parking lot, and I cleaned the windows, and I stocked the shelf. I made 80 cents an hour, and worked 25 hours. I look forward to that Friday and getting $20. Back in 1952, 53, we had a delicatessen case, and as we sold more and more lunch meat, carry-out lunches, I got the idea to put in a lunch counter, and we were in the lunch business.
The business was really starting to take off, and by 1969, the Sheetz boys opened up their third store. That was also the year Steve was named general manager. Business continued to grow, and things were great. Stan Sheetz, Bob's son and Steve's nephew, was added to the payroll.
I think my father, Bob, looked at me such as later, and put it to work. I do remember him telling me at one point in time that I was being paid 50 cents an hour, but I really don't recall whether getting any money. But it all worked out. We all had fun. Working at store number one, it was a good time.
The team had a master plan to grow to 7 stores by 1972. They nailed it and then some. In 1972, the company expanded from 7 to 14 stores.
I hired Aunt Bess, who happened to be Stan's aunt. Everybody wanted to come in and get her pies. We were food first, but gasoline came on.
In the early 70s, Steve talked Bob into adding gasoline pumps to the stores and introducing self-serve gasoline to central Pennsylvania.
Steve had been at the Max Convenience Store Convention. And one of the items they had on there was convenience stores selling self-serve gasoline. We learned how to be good gasoline marketers.
1976 rolled around and Sheetz ventured out, opening the very first Sheetz store outside the state of Pennsylvania. Over the next few years, the business really grew like crazy, with stores popping up all over. And then in 1983, the 100th Sheetz store was opened.
Bob always said that when he opened his 100th store that he was going to retire. Because we had to make sure 100 doesn't get accurate enough. and there's a huge crowd there. And I'm speaking, and I pull the microphone, boom, right from the book. Now we've got no mic. Now I'm screaming because there's trucks coming by there. And that was still under 100. And still 100, Bob said, brother, I'm headed to Florida. And he left.
Bob left on a high note, retiring and handing over the leadership of his company to Steve. Around that time, Louis Sheetz, Big Joe Sheetz, and Charlie Sheetz came on board to help grow the company.
Bob really taught Joe the real estate business, and Joe was just so good at picking sides. Beyond that, he had just a real feel for the business, for the people, the customer, the employee, and he just did so much at our executive committee meetings. He just kept us grounded all the time. Charlie came with us back in the late 70s. And went on to open the restaurants. He became a restaurant man. And of course, Louis is still active in the business.
Along with spandex and parachute pants, the 80s brought lots of great things to the Sheetz business, including our most game-changing innovation ever, thanks to store manager Earl Springer.
He created the MTO on his own.
Earl had a great idea. He got slips of paper for customers to write their sandwich order on and specify the meat, cheese, and toppings of choice. And boom, that was the beginning of made to order. Soon the Sheetz brothers figured out a way to make MTO food even better. And by the early 90s, touchscreen ordering was introduced. It took off and Sheetz became the place for great food. The 90s brought lots of growth. Sheetz could be found in Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio. We now covered 5 states. And to top it off, in 95, we were inducted into the Convenience Store News Hall of Fame. Steve passed the torch and put Stan in charge as president while he became chairman of the board. And brothers Travis and Joe Sheetz were added to the Sheetz team. In the usual risk-taking style, the Sheetz family tried lots of new and innovative ideas. Some of them worked, and some of them didn't. But the business continued to flourish. And by the early 2000s, it was ranked by Forbes and won the Restaurant Industry's coveted Silver Plate Award for exceptional food. Not bad for a gas station.
That's an insult. Just because we look like a gas station doesn't mean we are a gas station. People have got to get used to this new brand when it enters their neighborhood. It's going to be called Sheetz. That place called Sheetz is definitely different. It's unique. There's no place like it.
But for the Sheetz family, it's not always about business. They're committed to helping people in the communities they serve. And over 6 decades, their commitment has flourished as Sheetz Family Charities.
The way we were raised taught us a sense of giving, how to give back. We feel a need to give back to the community, to young people, organizations, to churches, to the needy in general.
You know, Sheetz Family Charities was Sheetz Family Christmas. I was in the Sheetz Family Christmas. The first year, I remember, they raised $10,000 because they only had like a month to do it. $10,000 and took 100 kids shopping. You know, they caught on. I think just by word of mouth because everybody had such a great time, and we all realized, you know, from the very beginning that this is really a great thing. And then from that, it just kind of kept evolving. And then it changed names to Sheetz Family Charities as we began to make a wish. So we had one family from each district. Our idea was always to involve all the communities and always kind of be part of each of the communities in which we operate.
I think it's our family culture. Started with my father. We would learn the value of giving and the Sheetz value that stuck with all the family members to this day.
We ramped up the food offerings with new stuff like empty dough, sweets, and Sheetz Brothers coffee. People liked it, so we kept rolling with it. The millennium also brought a whirlwind of innovation, including new store design, a new logo, an expanded fleet of trucks, and the introduction of our first convenience restaurant.
Just because you don't look like a restaurant, we're not.
The millennium also also brought the opening of the first ever Sheetz distribution center in 2001 and the Sheetz Brothers Kitchen in 2008. And no decade would be complete without new Sheetz locations and new adventures like moving into North Carolina. The new millennium brought new Sheetz family members to the business: Adam, Ryan, and Ashley.
We need to have as many young people with young minds coming into this business and making it happen, making it change.
We started in the convenience store business with food. Today, we are a food and beverage company with convenience.
The more we listen to our customers and gave them what they asked for, the more they stood by us. I mean, really stood by us. We're talking over 6 million loyalty cardholders, over 1.5 million Facebook fans, and counting. In fact, we've got the most loyal, most awesome fans in the world. We call them Sheetz Freaks.
But all of this takes people, dedicated people, like we have now, and all future hires, as we expand over the next 5, 10, and 25 years.
The people in the end are really going to build this business. My fantasy is that someday every Sheetz employee will be happier punching in than they are punching out. And that will happen because the work environment that every management person at Sheetz has created is so positive, so friendly, and so much fun that everybody just loves coming to work.
What started off as a small dairy store in Altoona, Pennsylvania in 1952 has turned into something way bigger than we could have ever imagined. We're no longer just a place where people stop for gas or food. We are a part of the fabric of their lives. We are the favorite for a lot of people, and that's not something we take lightly. We keep working hard to satisfy that, the same as we did on the first day we opened in 1952.
Tomorrow, we will continue to grow and meet our customer needs.
What's our next innovation? Time will tell. But it's certain to be a game changer, because that's just how we roll. Over 550 locations in 6 states, over 18,000 employees, and a 6-pack of whoop-ass opened up on the convenience store and quick-serve restaurant industry. We've got over 60 years under our belts, and we promise we're just getting started.
All right, how many people have a relative that works for Sheetz? Wow. Okay, then. Pretty high percentage there. Well done. All right, so here's what we need to do. We need to get teams of 3 to 5. So one person in that team of 3 to 5 is going to be the team captain. So the team captain is going to come down and get from Elizabeth a answer sheet. Now there is a front and a back to the answer sheet, and everything was covered in the video. Okay? So as soon as you decide who your team captain is, also the team captain is going to have to write your name, first and last name, on this. Okay? So did we find some pens? Do you guys have writing utensils?
I have pens.
Oh, okay. You saved the day. Team captains need to write their first and last name on this. Here is some writing utensils. Please give these back.
Ben wanted to be my partner.
I already team
Hey, Ben. How are we doing? Do you want to be her partner? She knows all the answers. You can pay her if she scores the sheets, too. All right, guys, go to it. You have 7 minutes. 7 minutes. We've got to keep you moving.
Does every team have an answer sheet?
Does everyone have a question or a pencil?
And remember, each team, the team captain needs to write your name on that, first and last name.
You want to be my team? Can I be? All right, let's be
Stop. Dude, just Gary, are we taking these home?
Yeah. No, don't write your name on that. You need your name
I
on
want to write your name. See my dad.
Is there a question?
Wait, where?
Okay, the answer sheet has a front and a back. Make sure you write the caption's name on front and back.
Do we get both the fabulous prizes all the same? I guess.
just work
For
hard.
this it is. But everybody's getting a fabulous prize. Every one of them is a fabulous prize.
I'm hoping I can get 3 because then I can take me and my brother and sister.
Well, that's nice. That's nice of you.
Ben didn't even catch it. Basically, what happened in 1952, and then what did that $900 do? Okay.
All right, guys, a really good question. Like at the very first thing, it says 1952. In the video, it talked about what happened in 1952. The next is $900. It talked about what $900, what happened with that $900. It asked who was the person that found it, Sheetz. I'll give you a hint. His name was Bob. I'll give you another hint. He was 18 years old when he started the company. I'm just trying to speed him up some.
What's his last name? What's his last name? You're disqualified. We have a big marker from the store.
Remember, there is a back to that. So there is a front and back. You guys got about 4 minutes. About 4 minutes, front and back. Everything was answered in the video, except for that one I just gave you the answer to.
He has no idea.
That's like you guys. Someone's going to win some fabulous prizes. The top 3 teams will win fabulous prizes. There's, yeah, we just did it. 450 work at the kitchen. The VC has 425. 250 work from store development. Wellness Center only has like 12. Truck drivers would be VC and their counter. Yeah, it's like 1,600 total.
It's on the fact sheet. All the breakdown?
Yeah, we just reworked those.
So that's what these store start.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. No pressure. Here comes our first answer sheet.
How many did you say Schwellness has? 12?
Yeah, but if you got this far, I mean, if you want to write some. Guys, got about a minute and a half, about a minute and a half. There is a back side. There's only $700.
How many were there? Let me. Sorry? How many was up there? Yeah, you guys didn't want to know how many. See, you said you didn't want to answer. You guys didn't respond. You said you didn't want to answer. Sheetz list up to 6. Okay, convenience store. No, okay, let's do convenience store, restaurant. It's restaurant and convenience store. Oh yeah, restaurant. Restaurant. Who's that other one? It's like starting. You don't have to open it. Yeah. It says name section. Coffee. No, that's
All right, guys, you got 15 seconds. 15 seconds, and we need you to bring them up. Elizabeth will score them. If I can ask one of the teaching staff, we have the answer sheets. We'll ask you to help score too.
No. We're wasting time. Sheetz went through. Sheetz went through because she didn't pay.
All righty, we need you to make sure your name's on the top of the page. There is a front and back, and as I said, Elizabeth will pick them up. If some of the teaching staff would like to score, we have the answer sheets.
There's over 700.
And we're looking for correct answers. Correct answers. I'm going to give you the answers real quick. Please make sure to bring your sheets up as soon as possible. Hey, good going. Thank you.
Bring it up, quickly.
All right, thank you. We'll see how you did. Everyone give your sheets to Elizabeth, please. I'm going to give you the correct answers, but we got to get your sheets in first. If someone from the teaching staff would like to help score these, we would appreciate it.
I'll totally help.
And we need to get your pencils back. Don't you give a fuck, you have to know if we won yet.
Yeah.
Whoa, we have to see
He's
if
my
you're a
partner. We
winner.
better win.
Okay,
Don't tease me.
all right.
Turn it in. Oh, we all right? Whoa. So we need all of your papers, guys. All of your papers. And all of your pencils.
Okay, so here are the correct answers. Here are the correct answers, everyone, to the test, the quiz. We'll see how you do. 1952, what happened?
Here, I can check some.
Yeah, first sheet stores. We know it today. Who started the world's first sheet store? Bob Sheetz. And as I told you,